Hey, Big G's the God, and I'm here back with a part two of how to quit the weed. I'm gonna give y'all some tips and some benefits. And I've been smoking weed for 17 years straight, with the homies, without the homies, day, night, afternoon. It didn't matter. I'm just blowing down all the time. But now I made it to 132 days without the weed, so I feel I'm a bit qualified. I got some tips that I've been using, and I'm about to get into it. So without further ado, man, let's get it cracking. Okay, if you didn't see my previous video, I gave you 5 tips and benefits of stopping the weed, but I'm gonna do a quick review just in case you ain't got time to check it out. But if you do, I'm gonna leave a link up here or down here. I don't know where it's at, but look, the number one reason is to focus on that why. Why did you click on this video? Why do you want to stop the weed? Um, just focus on that why. Do you want to be more healthier? Do you want to stop spending so much money? Just focus on that why. And number two is spend more time in nature. Um, so you start to get that natural high from being outside in nature. Number three is you're going to spend more time doing social activities, whether it's with your families, friends, things that don't have anything to do with weed. You're not going to go to weed events. You're not about to go to, you know what I'm saying, high times and all that type of stuff. But you're doing more social activities like hanging out with your mom, dad, sister, cousin, best friend, girlfriend, boyfriend, and y'all doing activities that don't have anything to do with the weed. And so the next tip is the exercise. This one's going to definitely get them dopamines going when you're not smoking blunts, when you're not smoking joints anymore. Just do a lot more exercising, and it's going to start to replace that habit of rolling up and smoking the gas and sitting on your ass. You know what I'm talking about? And the next tip is just to learn a new hobby. Learning a new hobby for me was learning a new language, Spanish. You can learn a new hobby. It's just learn something new, and it's going to keep your mind engaged and doing different things. But like I said, check out my old video, and I'm really going into detail about these tips. But I got some new tips and benefits for you, so let's get into it. Okay, so I got 5 brand new tips for you, man. Like I said, I'm 132 days without the weed, so I know a thing or two, man. I was smoking weed for 17 years, and I quit, and now I'm here in front of you about to give you the game. So the number one new tip is to join a community. It can be a church. It can be some type of charitable organization. It can be like a Discord community, a financial community, like a some type of community. It doesn't matter what it is. Just join that community and be active in that community, because as long as you stay engaged, you take your mind away from, oh, I need to roll up. Oh, I need to do this. You just keep your mind engaged in things, and be around people or talk to people who your relationship is not based on, well, where the weed at? Oh, you trying to match one? Ain't got nothing to do with that. It's like, okay, we boxing, we doing jujitsu, we talking about financial strategies and other things, So just join some type of community. It can be in person, it can be on Discord, it can be on Facebook, but just stay engaged in something that don't have anything to do with the weed or even associated with the weed. So that's the number one tip: join the community. Number two, and I think this is probably one of the most effective ways, but it's to have someone you respect and that you're close to hold you accountable. So, like, say you with your girlfriend or your boyfriend all the time. You say, hey, babe, like, I'm not trying to smoke weed no more. So, anytime you see me about to buy some weed, or anytime you see me about to consume, stop me and just, and check me. And you let that person know. And so once you make that agreement with the person that you love and respect, it can be your girlfriend, boyfriend, your mom, your pops, your cousin, just somebody that you respect, and um, you're not going to want to let them down, or you're not going to want to look like you're not on top of your stuff. So as long as you have someone close to you that's holding you accountable, and you make that agreement with them, it's definitely going to help you um, from breaking that agreement. And because it's like, okay, if I tell you something, like, okay, man, hold me accountable to this, I'm definitely not gonna smoke in front of you. You know what I'm saying? I gotta probably do the most to go smoke behind your back or something. And then they might smell it on my clothes, and they're gonna be like, hey, man, I thought you said. And then now you're gonna be looking crazy, and then you're gonna be feeling some type of shame, and that may help you out. You know what I'm saying? So have somebody close to you, and you gotta respect them. You know what I'm talking about? You gotta respect their opinion. You gotta respect their advice and everything that they telling you, and you gotta have them hold them accountable, and you just get in agreement with them, man. For real, it's like a mastermind. For real, for real. The number three benefit, this is honestly my favorite. This is what I use, man, because I live alone, so it's real effective for me to live alone. It's to use affirmations and self talk. So, I'm sitting at home, I'm getting the urge, like, man, get some weed. Like, and so I start talking to myself, like, nah, I'm in control. Like, nah, I got this. I'm in control of the mental. I'm controlling the urges. And I'm really talking to myself with enthusiasm, with conviction, and just using affirmations and self talk, man, for real, for real. This did it for me, man. I'm not going to lie, man. And write the affirmations down as well. Say them out loud. Say them with your chest. You know what I'm talking about? Like, I'm in control. I got to control of my mental. I'm focused on my purpose. The weed ain't nothing. Like, and you really got to talk to yourself. You can get in the mirror and really talk to yourself and just talk yourself through it. Talk yourself through them urges. And I swear, man, it's really going to work for you. And if you need help with some affirmations, I'm going to put the link below, Program the Mind. It's where we talk about affirmations, talk about self-talk, law of attraction. But the affirmations is everything because you're really pouring into yourself. You really telling yourself you have control, and you're going to start to gain control because you talking yourself through these things, and it's super powerful to the mental, and it's super powerful to your subconscious. So, man, this is definitely the benefit I use. I'm sorry, the tip I use the most is affirmations and self-talking, man. So if you don't really live alone and you got like your girl or something, or you got your family, your kids, your mom, your dad living with you, and they just hear you yelling at yourself and all that, they might think you're a little bit crazy. But hey, man, man, it don't really matter, man. You got to get through it. You know what I'm talking about? And so, yeah. And so the next tip is to compete in a competitive sport or a competitive game or something of that nature, but you have to compete. For example, like you can join a flag football league. You can just play pickup basketball at the park and at the gym a lot more. Playing baseball at the park, shooting pool, so many other things. But just the act of competing is going to keep you engaged, and you're doing it over and over again. It's just going to keep you engaged. It's going to be releasing so much dopamine, and you're competing at your highest level, and it's going to take your mind away from always needing to roll up the weed, because you're going to be thinking like, man, I want to go bust their ass on the court, man. He got me last time, but I'm about to get him now. And that starts to like take over, because a lot of people, sometimes weed can make you a little non-competitive, or you don't really care about those type of things. So if you start to like compete and to like be in some type of competition, like I said, it doesn't have to be a sport. It can be a game, playing poker. It can be cards, but just the act of competing is going to just release so much dopamine, and it's going to, take away from you having to always smoke weed and to get high in their life, because your mind is just taken elsewhere, And the number, I think this number 5, yeah, this is probably number 5, is to find a new high. Like, find a new high. Yes, find a new sober high. Of course, it got to be sober and productive. And, something, definitely something productive or non-detrimental. Like, for example, like say every day you spend $30 on smoking weed, and, from the backwoods to the egg you done bought, to the gas you done spent at the store. I mean, driving up to the shop or meeting your plug or whatever. Say you take that money and you buy new clothes, or say you take that money and you buy and you invest in stocks, or you invest in some type of investments, and you start to get like a high from that. You start to get a rush once you start getting your returns back on your stock, once you start getting them dividends kicking in. So just find a sober high. It can be playing with different gadgets and buying different things, but just find a sober high. It can be like me when I go to the theme park, I get on a roller coaster. It's a rush, for real, for real. When I go swimming in the ocean, Santa Monica Beach, Venice, and all that, and I'm diving under them waves, like it's a rush. It's like it's a high, So just find that sober high. It can be, it can be surfing. It can be, different things, but just find that sober high, and preferably it has to be productive, but it can be not so productive if you want to, spend that money and time, trying different foods with your girl or with your family, trying the different restaurants, because that's a high too, trying different food. So just find that sober high. I don't care what it is, just as long as it's not detrimental, and as long as it doesn't hurt you, it doesn't hurt your pockets. It can be, like I said, investing. So many different sober ways you can get that high, and you just gotta find it. And the last tip I have is to spend more time with your loved ones. Not your cousin who always smoking weed, who always saying, "Hey, roll up," or "Roll up, cousin." No. Spend more time with the youth. Spend more time with your granny, your grandma, your grandpops, your mom, your dad, the people who are responsible in your family and who don't really smoke like that. Spend more time with them and just building on that bond, because um, it just takes away from you having to smoke weed when you're spending more time with people and that you can't smoke with, because it's they gonna check you. You know what I'm saying? Or if you spending times with the youth, spending a lot of time with youth, you're not gonna be smoking weed with the 5-year-old kids or 6-year-old kids right there. Some people do, man. They out of pocket. Don't get me wrong, but if you got some type of sense, you're not gonna be smoking weed in front of kids like that or be around people who are like that. So just spend more time with your loved ones and spend more time with the youth. You know what I'm saying? So those are all the benefits I got right now. I mean, I'm sorry, all the tips I got right now. But let's get into the benefits. Benefit number one, you're going to have a better social life. And you're going to have a better social life because for me, when I was smoking weed 17 years every day, every night, with and without the homies, I'm only kicking it with mainly the homies who smoke weed. Like, that was the thing we did. We linked up and we smoked weed. And once you break out of that, you still gonna want to have a social life. You still gonna want to kick it with people, but it ain't gonna be based off, oh, let's go smoke, or da 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 da. It's gonna be, okay, let's go do something. Let's go out. Let's go here. Let's go there. Let's pull up. Let's travel or whatever. You ain't gotta only kick it with people who smoke weed, or you ain't only gotta kick it with people to smoke weed. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna open up your social life a little bit more. And number two benefit, you're gonna be a little bit more positive. When I used to smoke weed all the time, and I may have a disagreement with somebody, or something may have happened in a way that I didn't like, and I'm smoking weed after, and then I'm thinking about it, I'm like stuck on it because the weed gets your mind going, and if something is bothering you and you smoking, it's like sometimes you can get stuck on it. It's like you don't really forget things like that. You can kind of harp on things a little bit more when you're smoking weed, and especially if you're smoking sativa. I'm not gonna lie, like, have your mind going, and you can just be focused on something that you didn't like how it happened and all that, and you just sitting there thinking about something you can't control anymore. So you definitely gonna get a little bit more positive. You can be a little bit more, you can kind of forget things and let things go a little bit more because your mind is just gonna be a little bit more clear. And the next benefit is you're just gonna, I think you're gonna breathe a little bit better. For real, for real. I feel like I can take deeper breaths. I just feel like I'm just more clear. So, that's everything. You know, breathing deep is everything. So, yeah, the next benefit is you're not gonna be dependent on anything. You're gonna be free. And check out my last video. I make a whole video about this, about you feeling free, because this is probably the main benefit. You just feel free. And so make sure you check out that video, man. I'm really going to detail about this because y'all actually don't want to miss this video of me talking about this, because you're actually freeing yourself up from that bondage, man. And it sound a little extreme sometimes, but like you're actually free, man. Like for me, I was a slave to the weed. I wake up, where the weed at? I gotta smoke. Like the weed is controlling me. You know what I'm saying? And now when I wake up, it's like, okay, what I gotta do right now? You know what I'm saying? What's on the agenda? Like, okay, what's on my purpose? So now I'm actually in control of my day instead of the weed, instead of me smoking weed first and then trying to like catch up and handle my business. It just don't work out that way. Wake up, clear minded, do what you got to do. Focus on your purpose. Bam, bam, bam. Because the weed, 9 out of 10, you smoking weed probably don't have anything to do with your purpose, unless you're like a weed tester or something. And if that's the case, you probably shouldn't be watching this video. The next benefit is you're gonna have better skin and your eyes gonna be whiter. So this is just self-explanatory. Just skin's just gonna be cleared up. I think you're gonna get your color back. You'll have that nice little shine to you, and your eyes ain't gonna be red all the time. So that's a huge benefit, especially if you talking to girls and all that. Like you just sometimes you just, like when you smoking a lot of weed, you gotta make sure you had an eye drop just so you ain't looking crazy out here. You know what I'm saying? And the next benefit is you're just gonna be less toxic. You smoking weed, no matter what, no matter how organic they say the weed is or whatever, you still smoking. So you still got resin going in your lungs. You still got chemicals that they put in the weed to grow it. You got chemicals in the blunts. You got them bleaching the papers. You can get the unbleached ones, but it's still you still consuming things that you probably shouldn't be consuming, and you doing it in the wrong way anyways. You smoking. So like you hit the bong, they say the bong is more better, but you see the resin in the bong. Like, you know what I'm saying? So you're just gonna be like less toxic, and anytime you less toxic, you more pure and everything is good. You hear me? So the next benefit is your dreams are gonna be more vivid. So after you get through the first 2 or 3 weeks of the crazy dreams, I'm talking about you're gonna have some crazy dreams for sure, for sure. Like dreams gonna be crazy. They're gonna feel like movies, like for real, like real life movies. But after you get through that, your dreams gonna start to chill out, and you're gonna start to be able to learn from your dreams and to take things away from your dreams and apply it to your real life. And it's really gonna help you, especially if you're really in tune with that type of thing. I'm like, damn, okay, I had a dream about this. Damn, what if this? Okay, all right, and you're gonna start to just learn more about yourself, and because a lot of times your issues will pop up in your dream, the things that's holding you back, it can like, manifest itself in the dreams, and you can start to, pick from that and to grow from that. And the next benefit is you're gonna have more energy. If you were somebody like me, I wake up in the morning, I'm smoking indica straight in the morning. You know what I'm saying? I'm smoking indica in the AM. So I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then if I smoke sativa in the morning, it's like I'm thinking too much. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, you're just gonna have more energy and more clear energy, more clean energy, I should say. And it's all gonna be good. And the next benefit is you're gonna be a little bit more responsible. I'm not saying that people who smoke weed are not responsible. I'm not saying that. But when you smoke a lot of weed, sometimes you can get caught up in your high, and then it make you late to your appointment. Sometimes you can forget about your whole appointment because you done got so high. I'm like, damn, I didn't know I was supposed to be over here today. And, things like that. So you just become more responsible in just handling your business just because you're not high, because that high can take your mind on something way different than what you need to be on. You can just get lost on your phone looking at videos or something, or lost on the video game or something because you're so high and you just so locked in. And it can be fun at times, but you just kind of are not that responsible because you're always smoking. And the last but not least benefit is you're gonna become more mental aware. And so some people may say, "Oh no, weed makes you aware, makes you." Not really. Like, we can like have you focusing on certain things, and you know what I'm saying? Because I couldn't even tell you how many times I done lost things. I done lost phones. I done lost keys. I done lost so many things off being high, just forgetting where I put things, and just being so high, just getting up, leaving my phone, just crazy stuff like that. So it's gonna make you more aware and just more aware of your surroundings. And it's not gonna make you more aware, but it's just gonna keep that awareness, and you know what I'm saying, keep you from like losing and misplacing a lot of things. It's just gonna make you more on point. So that's pretty much the benefits. Hopefully this video was cool. Hopefully you got something from this video. And man, I just want to shout out to everybody who's been showing love in the comments, man. For real, for real. It's much